Well, hi. Hasn't it been a while? Last video 8 months ago. That's a lot. But you know how I am, new year, new me. Even though we all know it doesn't stick around until June. Do not ask me about my upload schedule, or the next episode of Pulpy Ads in Bads, or the next episode of Court Stuffs, or whatever you want to ask. And yes, I once again had to get a new text-to-speech. These free services suck, man. My disappearance and troubles aside, this is another trademarked original Furret PL video. I am not an imposter. As the title suggests, we're gonna be talking about the BGS series again, and specifically Backyard Party. If you don't know what that is, well, let's see. Backyard Party is a Blocket world, which aims to be a second mainline backyard skirmish game. It is an RPG minigame collection, where you can play modes such as Classic, Adventure, Party, Defender, Duel and Boss Fight. Yep, now you know. Backyard Party being a game to some extent, it has cut content. Whether it would be me not submitting my ideas, Nexo being mean and rejecting them, or the ideas not getting the time to shine, there is and will be content that didn't make it. And as the title suggests once again, that's right, we're gonna be talking about it. We'll take a trip down Backyard Alley and see what kind of ideas didn't make the cut. So, before we get into the juicy, fleshy, good, lore-filled scrap content, we have to start with explaining some stuff. As the not many of you know, Backyard Party suddenly ended after the release of Operation Cryptid Hunt, which is kinda weird, right? And Cryptid Hunt being that small kind of update too. To put it in a short way for you morons to understand, me and Nexo just lost motivation to work on BYP in May of 2023, and school slowly ending and the final tests and stuff being right behind the corner didn't help. We did plan update ideas past Cryptid Hunt that didn't make it in, and you'll learn about them in the next segment, which is now. To start off, let's talk about the aforementioned update that ended it all, Operation Cryptid Hunt. We had more ambitious plans for the update than what we released. You know this weird, abandoned, lushy building in the lobby that's located beside the bar, behind the obligatory, Furret collaborated, pumpkin farm. The building is owned by Bush Extermination & Co., and it was originally going to be the building where you could queue up for a PvE mode, Bush Ambush. You know Salmon Run from Splatoon 3, and more importantly Grisco. It'd be something like that. 4 players are put in a team and have to defend a base that is getting raided by different kinds of bushes. Bushes would spawn at the corners of the map and slowly head for the base, kinda tower defense style. There'd be 3 waves of normal bushes, after which would happen Wave Crown, or simply Wave 4. The crown kind bushes would be the bosses, they'd be deposited by the bush plane into a random entrance. Beating them would make you win the mode. Here's some concept art for the bushes. There's Bush Gunner, a bush that'd hover and shoot the players from afar. Hedgehopper, a bush that'd be extremely speedy but would deal little damage. And Bomberberry, a bush that'd fly in the air and drop berries behind itself. Which would basically be bombs. For the crown kind bushes, there's the Gigabush, as the name implies, it'd be a big bush. And Bush Fecto, let's say a bush infected Icemart. That's it for Cryptid Hunt. Let's get to the updates that haven't released, starting with June. Another pretty big update was planned, that being Universal Clash. It'd be a collaboration between the Gang Multiverse series, which would bring TGM-inspired cards, possibly a TGM-inspired map, and BGS getting more recognition in the TGM series. Let's start with the cards, shall we? This is Detonator. Detonator was previously gonna be added in the Skirmish Awards 2022 update, but was ultimately scrapped, and instead we got Meme Boy. Detonator was gonna be brung back in Universal Clash as the card is inspired by Demon from the TGM series, having a similar outfit and stuff. The card would handle grenades if you couldn't tell from the name. Second is Biome. Biome is one of the IS marts that originated in the TGM series, and it's basically a nuclear-powered ice mart with a really big mutated flytrap in a sack on its back. Third is Sentinel. Sentinel is another ice mart that originated in the Gang Multiverse, and it was basically the Cornworld Mafia's service robot. It has a claw instead of an arm, which is pretty cool. By the way, a Sentinel is a soldier or guard whose job is to stand and keep watch. Next is the July update. It didn't really have a name. First it was gonna be called the Nuclear X update, then it was just a July update, then back to Nuclear X, and in the end it's just Nuclear Summer update. Anyway, as the name suggests, it'd be a summer update sprinkled in with nuclear stuff. Its main plot would be that a giant nuclear monster appeared by Backyardville, and you would have had to defeat it, but you would have canonically failed, and the plot would be continued in the next update. For the classes that were gonna be added, there's 2, but one is restricted for until Project Time releases, so Just wait and see. For the one class that isn't though, it'd be Aqua Mage. Yes, the Aqua Mage from the Mindterror boss fight from Classic. Sleek new design, cool moveset, and added in a summer update. Pretty cool, huh? The August update is up next. Its name is the Lush Ends Time Skirmish Ceremony update, and its main premise would be the return of Lush from the Tribal Wars update, and well, the Skirmish Awards while we're at it. As mentioned in the Nuclear Summer update, the player would return to the Nuclear boss with help from the Lush tribe and defeat it once and for all. It'd feature the return of the Lush Crate, a battle pass titled The Lush Ends, and an expedition, that being where you defeat the Nuclear boss. There'd be one new card, that would be Converter, the Lost Classic class, making its theoretical first debut in Backyard Party as a Lush card. Its main mechanic would be summoning leaves that would fight for it. Moving on to September would be the return of last year's event with some new stuff added in. That'd be the Teams and Tribulations update, which would basically be Team Turfs from 2022, but with a third team, Yellow. Backpacker would return as a card, and with it a new style, Yellow Backpacker. Since Orange Backpacker is based on me and Crimson Backpacker based on Nexo, Yellow Backpacker would be based on Ron, even having a little cardboard cutout for the clip part. There would also be another card added, Table Skater. This one has a fun history. It was originally Tables Tuller, a card that would make tables and throw them and stuff, but that's kinda boring, no. Let's do the teenager thing and make him a skater. To be more precise, someone that skates on tables, a table skater. Yeah, the idea isn't much, but he'd be a cool new addition in my opinion. Then, my favorite month, October. The spooky season would see a Halloween-themed update for Backyard Party, that being Phantom Puppeteery. Turning the classes into puppets and animatronics and whatnot, and adding some new cards while we're at it. Let's see them. The star of the show, the one behind this all, would be Puppet Master. A Puppet Master is a person, group, or country that covertly controls another. It'd puppeteer classes. Very cool. Another class added would be Shogun. A Shogun is a hereditary commander-in-chief in feudal Japan, giving it ties with samurai. It'd be an offensive type card. Let's see what written Nexo has to say about it. Some samurais were crafted out of purple ore, making them be way stronger and becoming shoguns. After the war they revolted due to improper code. Rival of samurai, not Devix. The void-forged sword allows him to deal high amounts of damage, but wielding it isn't easy, making him have to wait out a turn or few. It just kinda sounds like classic samurai to me, dunno about you. The third class coming in this update would be Necromancer. A Necromancer is a person who practices necromancy, while necromancy is the supposed practice of communicating with the dead. Necromancer would basically bring back dead IS marts to life, as far as I know. This card didn't make it too long into development. And now is the November update. Once again, it doesn't have a name, but we just referred to it as the Secret Agents update, so let's stick with that. It'd feature the introduction of the BGS, a secret agency on Planet Backyard that is an agency. There would be a plotline and stuff. This idea was very far from the current time, so we didn't think much. And for the finale, the last planned update, that'd be the last party. Imagine this scenario, you're having a happy Dicemas with your family in Backyardville. Suddenly a rift or something opens up, and the world is threatened to be deleted. Well, you're Agent 1 of the BGS, and you decide to step in. There'd be a cool story quest that'd be an adventure kinda thing, some obbies, some fights. It'd reward you with the last of the last, the final card in Backyard Party, Party Closer. Well, that's it, right? Nope. After December, while the normal BYP updates would be done, there'd be another thing brewing, a DLC. Titled, Backyard Party, Lost World. It'd feature you, Agent 1, and other agents go on an adventure after Agent 2, Party Thrower, gets captured by a mysterious company from seemingly somewhere else. That company would be Nexo Corp. You'd raid the headquarters of it, fight some advanced versions of classes such as Next General Drone, and in the end fight against a modified Party Closer and the CEO. In the final battle, Party Thrower would break out, revealing an origin form. He'd help you fight, and after you finish the DLC, you'd unlock Party Thrower's origin form to use in normal battles. And that's it. What are your thoughts? We had so much ideas, pretty big ones too. Maybe too big, in fact. Sorry for the radio silence for BYP after Cryptid Hunt released. We thought we'd get back to it in some months, but we just didn't. But as some of you know, there's gonna be a spin-off BGS series game soon. Speaking of which, I found this poster.